the studios of Canton High School, it's Focus on Football with Dan Aronson and Matt Martin.
Welcome back to Focus on Football. I'm Ben Aronson here with
Matt Martin.
Week 11 recap.
With a little bit of Week 12 preview.
With a little bit of Week 12 preview. With a little bit of playoff prediction.
With a little bit of Week 11 preview with the game tonight. We got a big day. But almost forgot we were even doing Thanksgiving.
I know. I forgot it was Thanksgiving week. Every time flies. But
let's start with should we start with bowl predictions? A pretty good week for us.
Yeah.
I'm currently 1-1. I have the game tonight. I said it would go over 80 points. I won Philly beating New Orleans. New Orleans beating Philly by more than 20. And I lost
the Packers beating the Seahawks. I went 2 for 3 with a very close 3 for 3. I didn't have crazy picks this week like usual, but I picked the Giants beating the Buccaneers. Happened. I beat the Raiders getting their second win of the season over the Cardinals. Happened. And then my last pick was that the Steelers would beat the Jaguars by a field goal. And evidently it looked like the Jaguars were going to win that game. Did we get into that game? Probably not.
Yeah, we did.
Oh, we will recap that game.
That's the AFC Championship game.
But the Steelers ended up winning, but it was a good game, and they ended up winning by 4, so it was very close. But I don't care. We're fine.
All right, let's start.
We're gonna let Matt break his heart first.
All right.
Green Bay at Seattle. Green Bay losing to Seattle.
We got it. First play of the game, fumble by Chris Carson. Seattle's getting penalties. Seattle turned the ball over early. Aaron Jones looked great. Mike McCarthy unleashed the reins on him.
Seattle offense looked so stagnant. They looked like they couldn't do anything.
It was a very multi-fronted attack by the offense. They looked brilliant at points. Kyler Fackrell, he played fantastic. This Packers pass rush has been amazing. Aaron Rodgers, that throw to Michael Tonyan? Robert Tonyan? I don't know his name. I think it's Robert. You saw that throw.
I don't know his name, but
I hope all of you at home saw that
throw. It was
beautiful.
I was hoping it was Jimmy Graham for fantasy purposes.
Rodgers gets tripped up and just running to his right, little flick, 60 yards, Robert Tonyan end zone touchdown, 14-3. 14-3
in Seattle.
And the running game was so prolific. Then we get to the second half.
That's when everything
5
changed.
runs in the second half. Ran the ball 5 times.
In a close game too.
Defense was played pretty great. Last drive they didn't look awesome, but they shouldn't have been in that situation. Green Bay went 3 and out like every time. Mike McCarthy, in a season where last season his job was questioned because of the poor performance, but he had a card. He said, "Oh, we didn't have Aaron Rodgers." Now we get to this year. You're 4-5-1 with a generational talent at quarterback. Looking at how your defense has played, Kenny Clark was hurt. Mike Daniels got hurt. I forget his name. Safety got hurt. I think it was Josh Jones. Your defense was getting ripped apart. You're down 27-24. A 3rd and 2 play. Rodgers didn't miss the throw. The ball got tipped. Aaron Rodgers did not miss that pass.
The media made it look like Aaron Rodgers just made a horrible throw.
But it got tipped. 4th and 2 on your own 30. I don't care that they'd be in field goal range, because either way you need a stop anyways, and then it's a field goal and a touchdown still wins the game with Aaron Rodgers.
No.
And you sent out the punting team. You sent out the punt and you expect to stop the number 1 rushing team in the NFL. If they don't have late season magic, which is a possibility, which we'll get into later, then his job is done. It's over. He's gone.
He's going to Cleveland.
This was such a game that they should have won. It's just so upsetting. It was so frustrating watching this game. I woke up members in my house with my rage at 12 o'clock in the morning. I can't even talk. Can you talk about Bengals at Ravens? I can't. I don't.
Yeah, Matt's going to take a break. I'll talk about the Bengals-Ravens game. So going into it, you look at it and you're thinking, no Joe Flacco, Lamar Jackson, first career start. The Bengals are going to win this game.
Oh, I can't wait to talk about this game, actually.
And then we see Lamar Jackson look like Mike Vick. He has over 100 rushing yards. They move the ball on offense, and the Ravens get the win.
You
look at this game, and you said, this should have been the end of the Ravens season.
That is such a disservice to Mike Vick.
That his rushing performance yesterday?
Yeah, but
Yesterday. I'm not saying he is Mike Vick. I'm
I know
saying
on that standpoint. But Lamar Jackson can't throw the ball. He can't make reads. But I know what you're saying. You make a good
the
point.
rushing
on the
purposes.
rushing game. he
And they
was
moved the
prolific.
ball. They got the job done. They got the win.
They played a wishbone offense where Lamar Jackson broke an NFL record for quarterback rushing attempts.
Yeah, but he didn't make that many great throws, but he got them done. He did the job.
He didn't make that many great throws. He didn't make a great throw.
But he got the job done. They got the win. And you look at this game and you think about it in the beginning of the season, you're like, or not the beginning of the season, beginning of the week.
If the Ravens
The
lose this game,
Bengals-
they're going home.
Yeah, the Bengals, if they win, they get rid of the Ravens.
They're 6-4. Baltimore would be 4-6, and they'd have the tiebreaker over Baltimore. That's basically that's a 2.5 game lead with 6 games to go.
If the Bengals and the Packers both miss the playoffs this year, Mike McCarthy and Marvin Lewis should be fired.
I think Marvin Lewis is a great coach.
Marvin Lewis should be fired. If they don't make the playoffs this year.
I think Marvin Lewis.
Maybe Marvin Lewis should go to Green Bay.
Yeah,
Probably not.
probably not. Let's take let's take a coordinator from college.
Good win for the Ravens. They stay competitive in the playoff race.
Detroit. Thank you. I'm just gonna thank them. That's how I'm gonna start this
Yeah,
game.
we can
Detroit,
go. Yeah, we can go. That.
Thank you. Dropping Carolina to 6-4. You're now 4-6.
They're not making the playoffs, but hey, if they can make some damage done for the
They're on that board. I see.
They're-
I see a 4-6 Detroit team on that board.
4-6 Detroit
And
teams
they
on
have
the
the-
board, they'd
and they
have
have
to
the
run the
tiebreaker against
table.
Carolina.
They'd probably have to run the table. Carolina, before when we were doing our playoff preview, like you can lock the Panthers in as a wild card, and then these last 2 weeks against the Steelers and the Lions, we see Carolina struggle. They don't look like the team that they were at the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
How can you lose to the Lions? Why did the Patriots and the Panthers and the Packers lose to the Lions?
How?
How?
Who was the other team?
Why? But you look at it.
This league makes no. If I look,
The board is just. The Eagles are 4-6.
if I told you, the thing is, I know nothing. If you told me right now that Colts record was 8-2, I'd believe you. If you told me the Titans were 1-8, I could also believe you. I don't. It doesn't make sense.
I mean, every week we can look at it and say, "Wow, Matt Patricia is going to get fired," and then his only wins are against good teams. He only loses to bad teams. How does that work?
Green Bay is not a good team. Let's just rephrase that.
Above average.
Great quarterbacks.
The Patriots,
Great quarterbacks.
Yeah,
Great quarterbacks.
But
Sorry.
Ken Newton got injured a little bit.
He's fine. He's a
soft.
6'5", 250-pound alien. He's fine.
Good win for Detroit. I don't see them making the playoffs, but hey, Matt Patricia, any win you can get is going to help you save your job for next year. Next game.
Titans at Colts. Hey, I think this was the only game we disagreed on, and I'll take the win.
Congratulations.
My guys.
In my
Frank
defense,
Reich, Andrew Luck.
Marcus Mariota did get hurt.
But it was already.
Their defensive coordinator went to the hospital.
It was 24-3 before Mariota got hurt.
Their defensive coordinator went to the hospital.
Andrew Luck is the hottest quarterback in the NFL. This offense has been amazing. They're putting Andrew Luck it used to be Andrew Luck. It's like if Andrew Luck doesn't get hit on a play, that used to be a surprise.
T.Y. Hilton went off too. He had 155 yards and 2 touchdowns.
This offensive line has been great.
And you know who was great? Former Patriot Jabal Sheard has been getting after the quarterback like a madman.
They've been using motion on offense, like doing fake end rounds and plays building off each other, and using these 3 tight end sets, using Jordan Wilkins in different roles. They've been really having little wrinkles in this offense that have been very effective. When we talk about the wild card, get ready for my pick.
And then, you can also look at the Colts, and we talked about it. We looked at their schedule. They were 1-5. We looked at the schedule, like the Colts could get to 5-5.
Yeah.
The Colts might lose. You said it. I agreed with you.
I love how right I was about the Colts.
But
that doesn't overshadow all the other wrong things. But
you gotta look at this and say, you're the Titans. You go in and you play great. You have an amazing game plan against the Patriots. You beat the Patriots by 24 points, and then you go in Indianapolis. Sure, the Colts have been playing great, but you put up how many points did they end up putting up? 3?
Against 10.
10.
It was a late game. I wish I could segue going off that point where I said how right I was. I wish I could just pull up the playoff preview. Wild card New York Jets. I remember making that argument. That was
No, and we both agreed that the Jaguars would be in the AFC Championship, so we're fine. We both wrote off the Steelers.
Fine.
We both thought the
Jaguars,
Bengals were going to win the division.
The Jaguars is a tragedy. Is that game next? No, but we're going to make that game next.
Okay.
It's a tragedy that legendary of a defense and their Super Bowl window is now gone.
Yeah. And there was reports that, Jalen Ramsey did have 2 interceptions yesterday, but there was reports that they're going to trade him.
In the league today, the running back that pounds the ball up the middle 27 times. That's going away. That's just done. The only way you can justify using a top pick on a running back is if he is
Saquon Barkley.
If
That's the only one that I can really justify.
If he's a huge part of your passing game, or if he is your de facto number 2 receiver, i.e. Saquon Barkley, or someone who's a staple in your passing game, like Todd Gurley, Alvin Kamara.
Yeah.
That's the only way you can justify using a top pick on them. A top pick for Leonard Fournette? No. Top pick for Melvin Gordon? Yes, because he's a part of their passing game. Todd Gurley? Yes.
Saquon
Barkley? Yes.
At this time, too, if you look back in that draft, they could have had Watson. They could have had Mahomes. The Jacksonville Jaguars franchise could be so much different right now. And they have so much money, they could just sign a running back. They didn't have to waste a top pick on Leonard Fournette. It's not that serious.
They trade for Carlos Hyde when they have TJ Yeldon behind him?
Exactly. I don't know what they're doing in Jacksonville, but it's not working.
They blew this game. They went up 16-0. Big Ben looked horrible.
Big Ben had 3 picks.
He was forcing the ball.
James Conner
let me down in fantasy.
He did nothing.
The Jaguars' offense was pathetic.
Blake Bortles.
Just pathetic.
Leonard Fournette actually did a huge game. It was Blake Bortles. Blake Bortles had 79 yards, I'm pretty sure. Leonard Fournette had like over 100
Jacksonville
yards.
showed that they are not that. See ya.
You got to bring up the question though: is Doug Marrone gone? Is he fired, or do they give him one more shot with a new quarterback? What are their options at quarterback? That's what I want to know. They can't bring back Blake Bortles. What are their options? Winston? They're gonna have to draft someone. I mean, there's a lot of picks there's a lot of quarterbacks in this draft. What do they get? Like a guy like what are they gonna have? Like the 8th or 7th pick, top 10 pick. What do they get? Like a guy like Will Grier. They need a quarterback. I don't know how they're gonna get him.
I don't even know. We could roast
the Jaguars.
We could do a whole episode on what to do.
And they talk so much smack. That's what I hate.
The defense can talk all the smack they want.
Smack. I said schmack.
The defense can talk all the shit they want.
And Jalen Ramsey's gonna get traded. Jalen Ramsey will be gone. They're gonna trade him. They said they're gonna explore a trade for him. People are gonna want Ramsey. They're gonna get a lot for him. They're gonna get a ton of draft picks, and that's just gonna start the Jacksonville Jaguars that we're used to, where they suck. But good win for Pittsburgh.
Dallas at Atlanta.
8-2-1. Pittsburgh might get the first round. 7-2-1. Might get the first round bye.
I don't think they're 8-2-1.
Might get the first round bye. But Dallas at Atlanta. The battle, we said whoever lost this game would be out of the playoffs, but then the Panthers lost, so we couldn't do that. And
the Redskins lost their quarterback.
And Minnesota lost. And the Packers lost. And the Seahawks won. So everything's still on the table.
And the Lions won.
It was a boring game to watch, but it was a competitive game. Ezekiel Elliott was a monster. I just don't get. The Falcons are the most bipolar offense in the entire league. Steve Sarkisian, we've roasted him before, we've praised him before, we can roast him again, we can praise him next week. This is just a boring game to watch. But Dallas got the win. They stay alive in a division that just lost, or the Redskins are the top team in the division, they just lost Alex Smith. Colt McCoy's the starting quarterback. Dallas is not dead. Dallas has a chance for a wild card, Dallas has a chance to win the division.
Dallas is going to win the division.
Dallas might win the division.
Telling you right now. Telling you at home watching this.
I don't think the NFC should be qualified. I don't think
look at this kid. This is Packers fan.
No teams in the NFL should be able to win the NFC East. The NFC East should not be division.
Dallas will win the division. There should not be division. There should be no playoff teams from that division. They should have to pay a fine for how bad that division has been. A fine.
But that's a tough loss for Atlanta. Playoff hopes. I'm not going to say they're completely over because of what we talked about, but I think this is a big win for Dallas and a horrible loss for Atlanta. But we can get into the next game. Houston at Washington. Obviously, a horrible injury for Alex Smith.
Oh, Atlanta's definitely done.
I see Saints, Panthers, Falcons, Packers. Yeah,
Saints,
they're done.
Saints, Packers, Panthers, Ravens. They're done. They lose one more game, they're done. 9-7. Especially when you have like Minnesota and Green Bay.
Yeah.
One of them's probably going to go 9-6-1. Like Atlanta's done.
We're talking about Houston and Washington. Horrible injury for Alex Smith. That's a crushing blow to the Redskins.
Bad insult to injury.
Colt McCoy came in. He didn't look bad. He kept it competitive in the game. Houston, 7th consecutive game? 6th consecutive one? 7th? 7-2? 7-3?
7th consecutive one. They were 0-3.
We both picked Houston. They're rolling. Deshaun Watson looks great.
This is a franchise crippling injury for
the Redskins
with the amount of money they paid him. He is worth $20 million in dead cap in 2020. And
Who knows if he can even come back from something like this? He's not young. He wasn't a great quarterback before. But it's just ironic because Joe Theismann, same date, same play, same injury, same stadium. That's crazy. But
our thoughts and prayers go out to Alex.
yeah, he was really leading Washington to the playoffs. But good win for Houston. They're hot, one of the hottest teams in the NFL. But
Skip to Philly at New Orleans.
Philly, wow.
This shouldn't even be classified as an NFL game. This was man amongst boys.
What
this
is
was
wrong
a
with
terrible
Philly?
team.
What is wrong with Philly?
That's got to be it for them, right? Is that it? Just kind of skipping ahead a little bit. Let's cut to that. They lost to Dallas. They lost. Oh, they played Dallas. They
lost to the Rams.
They have the Giants,
Rams,
the Redskins,
the Texans,
the Rams. Yeah, they're done. They're done. They have the Texans. They have They're done.
It's too bad. It's like weird.
Could the New York Giants win this division? I take it back. I looked at the schedule. I take it back. I take it back.
Yeah, so like we were talking about, good way. Okay, we're just gonna get into the Saints.
New Orleans is fantastic. New Orleans is probably the best team
in the NFL. I looked up on my TV. I was out to dinner with my family.
It was like, oh, New Orleans scored again. Shock.
I was out to dinner with my TV. I looked up. I was eating my burger, and I looked up, and I was like, wow, it is 45-7. What is wrong with the Eagles? How do you win the Super Bowl?
They don't.
You get Carson Wentz back, and you play worse than how you played with Nick Foles.
They might sign me to play cornerback for them. They've had so many injuries. I could play cornerback for them. They don't have a cornerback on their roster. They're literally dropping like flies.
I just got the report on my phone. What? Eagles workout, Matt Martin.
I had a pretty good workout. I mean, I don't know.
We'll see
I'm
what
looking
happens.
for a long-term deal. I don't think that's what they're looking for.
He wants a Super Bowl ring from last year too, but this is tough. But like, as a New England fan, like I'm not complaining. Everyone in Philadelphia is like, "Oh, we beat the Patriots. We have a ring, like one ring, cool." And now you're not gonna make the playoffs. So have fun watching the Patriots in the playoffs, eating your cheesesteaks, and then watching the Celtics beat the Sixers in 4 games in the NBA divisional round or conference championship. But yeah, thanks for that. Conference finals, not conference championship.
It's actually the second round, not the divisional round. Sorry, though.
Not the divisional round either. What? No, I'm talking NBA.
Yeah, they don't call it the division.
What is it called?
It's the second round.
Okay, sorry. I was thinking
Go on.
football,
Get out.
making references.
Minnesota at Chicago. I'm going to apologize to you viewers out there. Me and Ben talked after the filming of the last show.
Why did we?
And we just did, like, we spent so much time thinking about Saints Eagles, and then Chiefs Rams that we kind of missed that this is the worst possible matchup for the Vikings. Their offensive line is just hurt, and then you got Khalil Mack and Leonard Floyd, and this prolific defense, best defense in the NFL.
Kirk Cousins
isn't that great of a quarterback.
He's not worth the investment.
Shut up from watching the game.
But
Chicago was better on all formats.
Dalvin Cook can get anything going. He was back.
Chicago is the 2017 Jaguars with a better quarterback. See what that can do for them.
Yeah, I have nothing to say. Kirk Cousins is overpaid and overrated. Great win for Chicago. This win, I don't want to say it, but that might have been the division. It might be a little bit too early.
The thing is, I'm just going to say this from a Packer fan. I can never write them off because of the Packers. Green Bay wins out, which is not out of the realm of possibilities. They would be 10-5-1. If Chicago wins versus, they have 3 easy games and 3 hard games. They have at Detroit, at the Niners, and at the Giants. If they win those 3 games and lose to the Rams, lose to the Packers, and lose to the Vikings, that'd be 10-6. Green Bay would be 10-5-1. They'd take the division. I think Chicago's going to lose on Thursday because that's so tough going 8-20. They go 8-20 on a Sunday night to then Thursday at 12:30.
It's not going to be easy. Detroit played at 1, right?
Yeah. And they're home. There's no travel for them. No, that's not far of a travel, but you got to take that into consideration. Chicago is better. We want to preview Monday night, or we want to do the wild card first?
I thought we're previewing. Let's preview Monday
Oh,
night.
we have to do Thanksgiving too.
We can do Thanksgiving tomorrow with Monday night recap. Preview.
Yeah, let's do this.
We'll preview Monday night tonight. Then we'll recap it tomorrow with the Thanksgiving games preview.
And the next week preview.
Yeah. So we'll just
We
have
got also-
So
so-
we have this.
so-
So we'll do Monday night right now. This is going to be the game of the year. It should be the game of the year. The two best, maybe two best
Could be two best teams in the NFL.
Two
Very
best
close.
teams in the NFL.
Two of the best three.
Two of the best three, not counting the Saints. But this should be a game for the ages. This is the future of the NFL, I think, with the Rams and the Chiefs. Sean McVay, great coach, probably the best in the NFL right now. Andy Reid, a close top 3 coach. I'm not going to put him above Belichick. I'm not putting either one above Belichick.
I could watch Sean McVay.
Matt loves Sean McVay. I hope you guys know when we're editing these videos, Matt
I
watches
love Sean
videos of
McVay.
Sean McVay.
Just gonna walk up.
He's
and just
drooling.
doing Ric Flair.
Drooling a little bit. Okay, we're good.
Got it.
He said
I wasn't actually drooling.
He wasn't actually drilling, but he does love Sean McVay.
Doing Ric Flair drip woos. He gets the guys going.
Patrick Mahomes versus Jared Goff.
No,
versus
that's not-
Todd Gurley versus
It's-
Kareem Hunt versus Brandon Cooks versus
Andy
Sammy
Reid's play
Watkins.
calling. Andy Reid's play calling versus Sean McVay's play calling. Aaron Donald versus,
Everyone.
and that's where the mismatch
That's-
is.
yeah.
This Chiefs defense. How are they going to stop Todd Gurley? How are they going to stop him? How are they going to stop him? How are they going to stop him? How are they going to stop him?
My guess is that the Chiefs are gonna not load the box, but put an extra guy in there, and that's when the Rams are gonna exploit them on the pass. Their passing defense is not good either. I think that's where we look at. That's why I'm gonna pick the Rams to win the game.
I'm picking Rams.
And that's why I'm picking it, because you look at it, offenses probably equal. Chiefs might be a tad better. Might be a tad. Not play calling, just offense. When you look at names, just on a piece of paper, you might say, okay, the Chiefs have maybe a tiny bit, like that big, better offense.
Better quarterback, better tight end.
Yeah.
They have better pass catchers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you look at the Rams. And the Rams have the better running back. But defense, the Rams' defense is so much better than the Chiefs. Who's going to stop Aaron Donald and Ndamukong Suh?
Not that the Rams have a great defense. Just
They don't have a great
better
defense. They have a better defense. The Chiefs have such a bad defense.
The Rams have more playmakers on defense.
Yeah.
Games like these come down to playmakers making plays. It
What
usually
is
comes
going
down-
on with Aqib Talib? I need to know.
Did he die? Rest in peace.
I don't know. LA Ram. Oh wow, this is big. Eric Berry is not playing.
I thought he was going to
He's
come back.
doubtful.
I thought he was back for this
He is
game.
doubtful.
Doubtful means like a 25% chance. I need to get a little. I need to see this game right here.
Who is not playing for the Rams? Cooper Kupp's out.
Yeah, we knew that.
Aqib Talib's on the IR. When is he coming back?
Yeah, Barry's doubtful. Watkins is questionable. Kansas City center is out.
Okay. Aqib Talib's coming back week 13.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. But wow, that's big. No Eric Berry. We already were roasting their secondary and their defense.
But we knew he was. He hasn't been there.
Yeah. The Rams are going to win this game. They should win this game. I can't guarantee it.
So excited.
I can't wait to watch. I'm just gonna sit on my couch and I'm gonna stay up. I'm just gonna sit there and watch. I'm gonna be like this. I love the NFL. Matt, say it.
I love the NFL. No, I'm gonna be there and I'm gonna be. I love Sean McVay.
and then we're both gonna go. I love the NFL. But I can't wait for this game. I can't talk about it. I feel like we just gotta watch it. We just gotta watch it. But so just so you guys know, we already talked about it a little bit in the episode. Tomorrow, because we're on a short week because of Thanksgiving, we're going to recap
This game.
what should be the best game ever.
Probably an in-depth recap.
Yeah, and then we're gonna go into previewing the Thanksgiving games and then previewing key games for next week. But right now we have a special segment, Wild Card Edition. You can kind of tell who's close to winning each division besides the NFC East. Maybe the NFC North. You could argue it. But there are so many potential wild card teams, and that's what we're going to do.
Start with the AFC.
So I'm going to go and I'm going to lock the Chargers into a wild card spot.
So am I. Let's see. Their remaining schedule is.
They need 3 wins. Definitely 3 wins.
Their remaining schedule is home for the Cardinals, at the Steelers, home for the Bengals, at the Chargers, home for the Ravens, at the Broncos.
They should get 3 wins.
The thing is, also, that's a Saturday night game for Baltimore. That could
Saturday night. Oh, it's at the end of the season.
Mm-hmm. They have a Thursday night at Kansas City, a Sunday night at Pittsburgh. Wow, there's some good games, but
Okay, they're going to beat the Cardinals.
they'll beat the
They're
Bengals.
going to beat the Bengals. So that's 9. And then
They're locked in. 9-7 will get a wild card.
And they will
Yeah.
beat either the Broncos or the Ravens, maybe both.
9-7 will be a wild card.
Yep. So now we have to look at the other teams. So we can list them off real quick. We have Baltimore, Cincinnati, Miami, Indianapolis, Tennessee, and we have to put 4 and 6 Denver in there.
The thing is, Baltimore has at Atlanta, at KC, at LA. The rest are not hard games. Home for the Raiders, home for the Bucks, home for the Browns.
That's 3 definite wins. And then maybe
Don't touch my phone. Let's see, Cincy. They're 5-5. They have home for the Browns, home for the Broncos, at the Chargers, home for the Raiders, at the Browns, home at the Steelers. They'll lose Pittsburgh. They're dropping one of those Browns games, right?
Well, my guess would be that they will.
They're definitely going to lose 2. They're definitely going to lose 2. They're going to lose to Chargers. They're going to lose to the
That's only
Chargers.
7 losses,
They're going to
though.
lose to the Steelers,
then maybe one more.
and then they're behind
So
Baltimore.
we can say 9 and 7, 8 and 8. And we have Baltimore. What do we have Baltimore going right now? 9 and 7? 8 and 8?
Can we cross off Miami? Who do they have left?
I don't want it. They have any-
At the Colts, that's a loss.
They'll beat the Bills. They should lose to the Patriots, lose to the Vikings. They should lose to the Jaguars even.
They might lose one to the Bills.
Yeah. So we can cross off Miami.
Someone has to get crossed off.
Miami, gone.
This isn't crossing them off realistically. This is saying what we think.
Yeah.
Indy, I might lock Indy into the playoffs. Honestly, I think
Let's see their schedule.
hottest team in football. Not true, but
Dolphins, they'll beat. Jaguars, it should be. Texans, coin flip. So let's say they lose that game.
home for the Cowboys, home for the Giants, at the Titans.
So there's 4 definite wins. That's 9 wins. There's 4 definite wins in there, I think.
Yeah,
So they might get even more.
they did lose to the Bengals though.
But that there might be more than 4 wins in there. There's 4. I'd say there's 4. Like they should win 4 of those games.
Can we cross off Tennessee? At the Texans, home for the Jets, home for the Jags, at the Giants, home for the Redskins. How do we cross off any of these teams? Can we cross off Denver? Can we cross off Denver?
Looks like a Denver
I hope we can
schedule.
cross off Denver. They'd have to go.
I had Tennessee and Indianapolis.
Denver's home for the Steelers, at the Bengals, at the Niners, home for the Browns, at the Raiders, home for the
There's
Chargers.
3 wins. They'd only have 7 wins.
For sure.
7 wins for sure. Not even for sure.
We can
7.
also-
Yeah.
So,
So let's erase them.
boom and boom.
Put a check next to the Chargers. We know they're in.
Coming down to these, do any of these teams play? They play again?
Once. The Baltimore and Cincinnati play again.
No. They split those games.
I know. I'm picking.
I don't.
And I think I know who you're picking. I think we're both picking the Colts.
I'm gonna go with the hot team. This team doesn't have a quarterback. This team doesn't have a defense. This team is terrible.
That team's inconsistent. The Bengals, Marvin Lewis should be fired.
Andrew Luck is amazing.
Lamar Jackson is their only option on offense, and he's a quarterback. The Indianapolis Colts are gonna make playoffs. It's still at 1 and 5.
They might win. Imagine New England like drops another game. Texans go 13-3. Then
Texans go 13 and 3.
we got Andrew Luck going to Houston in a wild card game against the Colts.
So cross off Baltimore too. So we got that was Indy and Baltimore. All right. I mean Indy and the Chargers.
Gonna do a little camera shift because we gotta do the AFC now. Oh,
NFC.
That was tough. We'll zoom in on the teams.
You probably won't be able to see it anyways.
You might notice there's a division leader. Let's stand up here. Let's stand up here. Get close to the board.
I'm wearing my pajamas because it's pajama days. Spirit week. I'm wearing my pajamas. Can't judge me.
You look. You're gonna see division leader.
Because the NFC East is still up for grabs. Alex Smith's injury opens the gates.
Let's pull up the Redskins schedule.
Well, I think you just start from the bottom and then go up. Start with the Eagles.
Yeah. So
Start with the 4 and 6 teams. Figure we can cross them off. Eagles. Give me 2 losses and they're out.
we got one of these teams we're gonna need to keep.
Yeah.
We need one loss in there now, probably. Home for the Giants, home for the Redskins, at the Cowboys, at the Rams, home for the Texans, at the Redskins.
Rams definitely lost. Texans maybe. We can cross. I think we can cross up the Eagles. Let's go back to it. Let's go back
Let's
to
see.
it. Yeah.
Detroit. Now we got Detroit. The thing is, I think they're gonna win on Thursday.
Well, what's the rest of their schedule after that?
Home for the Rams, at the Cardinals, at the Bills, home for the Vikings, at the Packers.
No. Detroit's gone.
No, Detroit's gone.
See you.
Oh, yeah. You can be serious.
Atlanta. I think we went through their schedule already in the episode.
I know we did, but
Just one more time.
at the Saints,
Loss.
home for the Ravens, at the Packers, at the Panthers, home for the Cardinals.
Next. Green Bay.
Because you probably can't see it. it's
4,
Green Bay.
5-1. How?
Ugh. Thought you were racing. At the Vikings Sunday night.
Tough.
Home for the Cardinals, home for the Falcons, at the Bears, at the Jets, home for the Lions. You can't cross them off.
Can't cross them off.
Because there's still a path where they could lose a game and still make it.
Yeah. I hear 2 tough games on that schedule though, but keep going.
Dallas.
I think we can't cross off anyone in the NFCs because we don't know what's going to happen.
Can we write the Giants? NYG.
We're not writing the Giants.
Home for the Redskins, home for the Saints, home for the Eagles, at the Colts, home for the Bucks, at the Giants. There's only 2,
For sure.
they could go 9-7.
They could go 9-7. They could go 7-9.
Can Philly get to 9-7?
Yes.
They would need to go 5-1, and they have home for the Giants, home for Redskins, at Cowboys, at Rams.
The only game they lose is the Rams, so you can say for sure.
Yeah. Seattle. At the Panthers, that's a huge game.
That is for both teams.
If Carolina loses that, I think they're going to be out. We'll get to that in a second.
Yeah. Can't say that for sure.
Wait, can we assess these guys? Can we assess the Redskins? At the Cowboys, at the Eagles, home for the Giants, at the Jags, at the Titans. They're done. They got to be done. They got to be done. There's no way they go 3-3. They're not even going to go 3-3.
You want to cross off the Redskins? I don't think we can cross off anyone. In the
You
NFCs.
think they can beat anyone?
Well, I think all I hear is that these teams are playing each other a lot.
They have the Eagles twice. How are they going to beat the Eagles?
The Eagles aren't that tough to beat this year.
They don't have a quarterback.
They're asking for a mediocre performance from Colt McCoy. We saw them do that. He was fine against the Texans.
The
He
teams
actually
they beat the Bucks, the Giants, the Cowboys, Panthers, the Packers, and the Cardinals. They've lost to the Colts before they were good. Lost to the Saints. Lost to the Falcons. Lost to
But
the Texans.
if you're not gonna cross out these 2 teams, I don't think you can get rid of the Redskins. Can we state whoever wins the NFC East, none of these teams, neither one of these teams,
wild
or
card.
these teams,
Wild card is just these 4 teams.
Yeah.
So just for wild card's sake, why don't we? Oh, but could they make the wild card?
No. I don't think either one. I don't think any 3 of these teams will make the. Well, one of them has to make the playoffs because of the
There's
because
no.
of the division.
Yeah.
But
there's-
whatever team doesn't win the division in the
They're
NFC
gonna-
East
they're
will not
gonna-
make the playoffs.
They're going to be beating
Yeah.
each other. Wild card wise, we're kind of this is just wild card talk.
Because we have no clue what's gonna happen in the NFC East. We have no clue.
Minnesota, 5-4-1, home for Green Bay, at the Pats, at the Seahawks, home for the Dolphins, at the Lions, home for the Bears.
It's not that easy.
Carolina. 2 of these 4 teams are making it.
Yeah.
Carolina, home for the Seahawks, at the Bucks, at the Browns,
3 wins.
home for the Saints, home for the Falcons, at the Saints.
So there's 2 losses in there for sure. So that'd be 6. So
And that's 10-6 at best. Because we're saying
well, they could beat the Saints in that last week. If that game doesn't matter to the Saints, like say the Rams lose tonight and the Saints don't lose another game, they don't even have to try week 16 or week 17.
I think that game's gonna matter for the Saints.
Yeah, if it doesn't though, that's what I'm saying.
I don't think the Saints rest people. I don't think they do that.
But if they had to lock for the 1 seed,
I feel like it's hard to count.
Can you read me the Seahawks schedule again?
Yeah.
I feel like I'm ready to cross off the Seahawks.
At the Panthers, home for the Niners, home for the Vikings, at the Niners, home for the Chiefs, home for the Cardinals.
Are we ready? I think we're ready to cross off the Seahawks.
I'm not. Because they also have
The
win over Green
tiebreaker
Bay.
over Green Bay.
I think they're going to beat Carolina.
I think it's gonna be a really good game. I don't know. Where is it? In Carolina or in Carolina?
Yeah. Actually, you got to think they're going to lose to the Chiefs.
They're
You gotta
definitely
think they're gonna
losing to the Chiefs, yeah.
That's 6. But they're going to win out versus the Panthers, the Niners, the Vikings, the Niners, and the Cardinals.
I don't think they can beat the Vikings. I don't know. You can't say they're going to beat the Vikings. You can't say they're going to beat the Panthers.
I think
But
we
the
cross them
Niners
off.
twice
I think we
helps.
cross. I think we can
Yeah.
cross them off.
I think we're going to smoke too. I kind of want to lock Carolina in.
I can't lock
Because
it.
these two are going to beat each other up, and the Bears are going to beat these two teams up. And even the Lions are going to beat these two teams up. And the Seahawks have the tiebreaker over them. If they lose to the Seahawks,
The thing is, that's big. Oh, all 3 teams have played 3 games in the division. Actually, Minnesota already played the Lions. When did they play?
Minnesota won, I'm pretty sure.
No, they have not. They played the Lions twice. No, they don't.
No, they do. No.
They beat them 24-9. It was the game Matt Stafford got sacked every
10
single
times,
play.
yeah.
They have home for the Packers.
That game,
That game's gonna decide it.
I think we're going to have to look back after that game. I don't think we're going to be able to decide between these two teams right now.
Because
I want to look in the Panthers, though.
both of them can make it though. Because Panthers don't have an easy schedule. Because the Vikings have at the Pats, at the Seahawks, at the Lions. They might not win. The thing is, Minnesota could win that game and still not make a wild card.
Sure.
The thing is, if Green Bay wins that game, I think that's it for them. If they win that game, I don't think it's it for them. Because think about it, if Green Bay goes 9-6-1 and it turns into a 9-7 winner for the wild card,
They have the up.
they have the up on them.
Unless that 9-7 team is the Seahawks. How'd that
Oh,
work?
unless it's Minnesota. But what if Carolina drops it? I don't think you can write off.
This tie sucks. I hate this tie.
If one of them won that game, it'd be so more telling.
I don't think we can pick this yet. I think we need to wait.
I don't think we can pick it. I don't think we can rule one off.
Yeah.
I think if we're gonna,
I think we can even keep the Seahawks back on the board
Yeah.
at this point.
Yeah.
So we're not gonna.
Oh,
there's no
the
nothing
marker-
else from
the marker's not-
But we're not. We're not gonna be able to make a decision on this episode of football.
well, we're
focus on football.
gonna need we need to make a prediction though.
Okay. I'm gonna pick the Vikings and the Panthers as of right now. As of right now. Can I see the Packers making it over the Vikings? Yes. Could I see the I don't think so. I think it's between these two teams. If I had to pick right now, at the moment, I'd pick Minnesota and Carolina. Just for right now. You can tell me on Green Bay. You can tell me Minnesota. I think Carolina will get it.
Those are my 2. Seattle and Green Bay are gonna make it. Seattle versus Carolina, better coach, better quarterback. Minnesota versus Seattle, better coach, better quarterback. Green Bay, best quarterback. Coach, not gonna talk about him.
All right.
That's my prediction. I don't know how likely it is, but tomorrow's a big episode. We've got Thanksgiving preview. We've got Monday Night's recap, which is going to be the greatest game of all time.
Nope. We'll be back tomorrow, so we're not going far. For Football and Focus, I'm Ben Aronson here with.
Focus on football.
Focus on Football. I'm Ben Aronson here with. Not
Aaron.
And we'll see.
That's my name.
You didn't say it. That's
I was waiting, just trying to be direct.